Kieran James Read, born October 26, 1985, is the current captain of the All Blacks, New Zealand's national rugby union team. He also plays for the Crusaders in the Super Rugby competition as a number 8. Read made his international debut for New Zealand in 2008, after representing Canterbury, as captain, in the Mitre 10 Cup. Read is currently signed to the county's Manukau Rugby Football Union, but has not played for them in the Mitre 10 Cup due to international duties. He is one of the most capped rugby players in history, was the IRB Player of the Year in 2013 and a key member of 2011 and 2015 Rugby World Cup winning teams, becoming one of only 20 dual Rugby World Cup winners. Read has been captain of the All Blacks since 2016, succeeding flanker Richie McCaw as the captain, and has captained New Zealand 43 times in his career. Read has scored 25 tries during his international rugby career and has scored the most tries of any forward currently playing the game. He is also the third most capped All Black in history, having played over 100 tests since his international debut for New Zealand in 2008. Early life. Read played his childhood rugby in the small town of Drury in the county's Manukau region, just south of Auckland. He attended Opahik Primary where his mother taught in Rosehill College, with a one-year interlude at St. Kentigern College in 2000. Read excelled in all aspects of school life, but especially on the sports field. He gained excellent marks through to the end of 7th form. He was head boy of the 2000 student Rosehill College, as well as Sportsman of the Year and Sports All-Rounder of the Year. Read was a talented cricketer, representing Northern District age group teams and being selected for the New Zealand Under-17 tournament side in 2002. Professional career. Provincial. Despite his age group success as a cricket batsman, Read focused his efforts on rugby. 1 year after leaving school, he began his professional career in the Canterbury development squad. Read played his first national provincial championship game in 2006, his second year out of college. Super Rugby. Read played for the Crusaders in the Super 14 in 2007 as a blindside flanker. He moved to number 8 during the 2008 season, culminating in the squad winning the Super Rugby title. He first captained the side in 2011, standing in for an injured Richie McCaw. In 2012, Read led the team for their first 10 matches while McCaw was rested. In 2013, another extended rest for McCaw saw Read named captain, although he missed 6 consecutive games with a toe injury. Read was captain of the Crusaders from 2014 to 2016, but disappointingly the team did not make the 2015 playoffs. Read was relieved of captaincy when new coach Scott Robertson took over for the 2017 season, with Read missing the first half of the season due to wrist surgery. Sam Whitelock succeeded Read as captain, with Matt Todd and Ryan Crotty as vice-captains. Read only played in 7 matches for the Crusaders that year, including starting in the final, which was a 25-17 win over the Lions. Read scored 6 tries for the Crusaders that year, including 2 doubles. Read missed many Super Rugby games again in the 2018 Super Rugby season, struggling with injury. Read returned to professional rugby from injury following the Steinlager series against France. This saw Read start for the Crusaders in the 2018 Super Rugby final on 4th of August that year. Read produced a high-level performance in the game and helped his team beat the Lions once again in the final, with the Crusaders winning 37-18. This was the first time in 10 years that the Crusaders won a Super Rugby final at home, and Read was the only remaining player from the 2008 Super 14 season's final left. All Blacks. Early years. Read was first selected for the All Blacks for the end-of-season tour in 2008, making his debut against Scotland on 8th of November. Read started at blindside flanker and played the full 80 minutes that match, which the All Blacks won 32-8. Read came off the bench for another 3 fixtures on the tour. In 2009 he was retained for the All Blacks 2-test series against France, starting in the first test, which was lost by the All Blacks 22-27. Read started against France the following week at number 8, his preferred position, and finished off the All Blacks 14-10 win, having played every minute of the series. Read started in tandem with Jerome Kino as blindside flanker. This was a combination the All Blacks would continue to use for the better part of a decade. Read started another 7 times in 2009 and became the All Blacks' first-choice number 8 that year, displacing the now-retired 62-test veteran and former stand-in captain Rodney Cialo from the starting team. Read scored his first international try for the All Blacks on June 12, 2010 when the team beat Ireland 66-28. Read's opposite Jamie Heaslip was red-carded, while Read ran rampant on the Irish defence. Read carried a heavy workload that year and started in all 14 tests for the All Blacks in 2010, being one of only 2 players to do so, with captain Richie McCaw also playing in all 14 tests. Read was the second to highest try-scoring All Black in 2010 and, second only to fullback Mills Mulana, who scored 7 tries in 2010. Read scored another 5 tries in 2010, scoring tries in wins against South Africa, Australia, and England. Read finished his 2010 season with world-class performances against Ireland and Wales, scoring the first double of his career in a 38-18 win over Ireland. Read was named New Zealand Rugby Player of the Year, being chosen over Richie McCaw, who was named World Rugby's Player of the Year for the third time and second year running. Read was named in the All Blacks 30-man squad for the 2011 Rugby World Cup, which was hosted by New Zealand. He played in 4 of the team's 7 matches: the pool game against Canada, the quarter-final against Argentina, the semi-final against Australia, and the final against France. The All Blacks became world champions for the second time by beating France 8-7 in the final. 2012-2015. Read had another big year for the All Blacks in 2012 and played 12 tests that year. On November 17, 2012, Read became the 66th All Blacks captain when he led the team for the first time, against Italy at Rome's Olympic Stadium in 2012, scoring a try to help the All Blacks win the match 42-10. Following Richie McCaw's decision to take a sabbatical for the first half of 2013, Read was named captain of the All Blacks for the 3-test series against France in McCaw's absence. On June 15, 2013, Read captained the team for the third time in his 50th test, which coincided with All Blacks' 500th test match, in the second game of a series between New Zealand and France at AMI Stadium. The All Blacks won 30-0. Read captained the All Blacks another 3 times in the year, scoring 2 tries against South Africa in the first 20 minutes of the game, but missed out on the chance to score a third after being yellow-carded with 6 minutes to go. Read won the 2013 IRB Player of the Year title after playing in 13 of the 14 All Black tests that year, becoming the third New Zealander to win the award after teammates Dan Carter and Richie McCaw. He also won the top National Rugby Player award. Read was not subbed off all year, only missing 20 minutes of the 13 tests he played due to yellow cards against South Africa and England. Read missed the first 2 tests of 2014 due to concussion, with Jerome Kano starting at number 8 in his absence. Read made his return to international rugby from injury on June 21, 2014 when the All Blacks beat England 36-13. Read only played for 40 minutes against England, with Liam Messam replacing him at halftime. Read scored 2 tries in 2014, assisting the All Blacks to get through Australia 51-20 on August 23, 2014 and finishing the 2014 All Blacks season, scoring the final try against Wales on November 22, 2014. Read captained the All Blacks for the 8th time in his career earlier that year on November 1, 2014, leading the team to a 74-6 win against the United States in Chicago. On June 17, 2015, against Argentina at Christchurch, Kieran Read scored his 18th try and moved past former All Blacks Zan Brook as the most prolific try-scoring New Zealand number 8 at test level. Read played in all 7 All Blacks matches in the 2015 Rugby World Cup, which was held in England and ultimately won by New Zealand. He captained the side to a 47-9 win against Tonga during the pool rounds of the competition when Richie McCaw was rested. Read started in all 3 knockout rounds of the World Cup, scoring his 3rd try of the 2015 season and 2nd of the competition when the All Blacks thrashed France 62-13 in the quarter-final. Read continued to play an important part in the 2015 World Cup, playing the full 80 minutes of the semi-finals' narrow 20-18 win over South Africa and the All Blacks' historic 34-17 victory over Australia in the final on October 31, 2015. With vice-captain Conrad Smith replaced by Sonny Bill Williams at halftime and Richie McCaw replaced by Sam Cane with only a minute left, Read captained the All Blacks for the final few seconds of the final before earning his 2nd World Cup Victor's Medal, becoming one of only 20 players to win multiple Rugby World Cups. 2016-2017. In 2016, Read was promoted to captain of the All Blacks, succeeding the long-serving McCaw, who announced his retirement at the end of the 2015 Rugby World Cup. Read carried a heavy workload in 2016, starting as captain in every test but one. Read was only subbed off once that year, being replaced with 4 minutes to go in the 2nd test against Argentina by Highlanders flanker Elliot Dixon. Read returned from a broken thumb to captain the All Blacks against the British and Irish Lions in 2017, making worldwide headlines with a performance that won him the Man of the Match award and included a bone-crushing tackle on Lions' first 5 and 3-time World Rugby Player of the Year nominee Owen Farrell. Read was replaced by Scott Barrett with 4 minutes left of the first test, with the All Blacks winning 30-15. Read captained the team in his 100th test, becoming only the 8th All Black to do so. In the 3rd test of the Lions series, on July 8, 2017, ending in a drawn series to the two sides after the third test was a 15-15 draw. Read continued as captain of the All Blacks for the rest of 2017, scoring 2 tries in the second test against Argentina on October 1, 2017, bringing his career tally to 23 after being set up for his first try by Waisake Naholo and set up by newcomer Damian McKenzie for a second. Due to All Blacks vice-captain Ben Smith taking a sabbatical, Julian Sevilla being dropped at the end of the Lions series after poor performances internationally and in Super Rugby, as well as Israel Dag's season-ending knee injury, this meant Read had now extended his lead as the most prolific try-scorer of any player in New Zealand's 2017 Rugby Championship squad. Despite this, Read was surpassed as the highest try-scorer in the current team by 2016 and 2017 World Rugby Player of the Year, Beauden Barrett, later in the year when New Zealand beat Scotland 22-17 at Murrayfield. This was also Read's 100th start in the number 8 jersey and his last test for the 2017 season, due to his need for back surgery to relieve chronic pain in his leg. Crusaders captain Sam Whitelock captained the All Blacks for the year's final test, against Wales, in Read's absence. 2018-2019 Read did not play in the All Blacks' 3-test series against France during June 2018, having only recovered from injury in May. The All Blacks were captained by Sam Whitelock in Read's absence, with Ben Smith and Sam Cane as vice-captains. Highlanders loose forward, Luke Whitelock, stood in for Read at number 8 and cemented his place as Read's backup during the series. Read returned to Super Rugby following the end of the French tour, having made his debut for Counties Manukau the week after the series finished. Read made a full recovery from injury and started for the Crusaders in all 3 playoff matches of the 2018 Super Rugby season, including the final on August 4, 2018. Read played a big part in the Crusaders' victorious effort in the final and had returned to peak form in time. The Crusaders beat the Lions in the final for the second year in a row, winning 37-18. Read returned to international rugby as All Black captain for the 2018 Rugby Championship, with Sam Whitelock stepping down from captaincy. Read led the All Blacks to win the Bledisloe Cup for the 16th year in a row in the first 2 rounds of the competition, as well as a third-round victory against Los Pumas, which was won by 46-24. Read was replaced in the 58th minute of round 3 by Luke Whitelock. The Rugby Championship's 4th round brought the biggest shock of Read's career, with the All Blacks losing to a resurgent South Africa, at home, on September 15, 2018. Read stayed composed until the end of the game, which could have been a late win but for Beauden Barrett's goal kicking. Following the narrow 34-36 loss against South Africa, Read was rested for round 5, with Artie Sevilla starting at number 8. And Sam Whitelock captaining the team in his place. Read returned from rest on 6 October for the Rugby Championship's last test, in the 6th round, which was against South Africa. Although South Africa threatened to win against the All Blacks for the second time in a row, following Read being penalised, Read led the All Blacks to a narrow 32-30 victory, with his Crusaders teammate Richie Munga converting a late Artie Sevilla try to win. The 2018 end-of-season tour was a mixed tour for Read, who still hadn't fully recovered from injury. Read was praised for performances against Australia and England, but the All Blacks did lose to Ireland, 9-16, on November 17, 2018. Read was one of the poorer performing players on the field in the loss to Ireland, earning him criticism from the media. Although Read was criticised by the media for his performance against Ireland, he finished the year off captaining the All Blacks to a 66-3 victory over Italy. Read equalled the record of former teammate Tony Woodcock, for the 3rd to most capped All Black in history during the victory over Italy, and is set to overtake Woodcock in 2019. Read has confirmed that he will not re-sign with the New Zealand Rugby Union, following the 2019 Rugby World Cup in Japan.